Hi, I'm Colin and welcome to How to Paint Watercolors. So if you're ready, we'll get started and we'll paint this one. Hello YouTubers and welcome back to my channel, How to Paint Watercolors with me Colin. I've stretched my paper and I'm just leaving a thin film of water on the front. Give you a quick rundown of the colours I may be using today. Naples yellow, burnt sienna, French ultramarine with a touch of aureolin in it, aureolin, cadmium red, quinacridone gold, burnt sienna, French ultramarine. And with that, we'll get started. I'd like to say hello to any new YouTuber viewers we may have. I'm just going to drop a little Naples yellow into this here, bring it down a bit. And I want to drop some quinacridone gold, just in spots. In the sky. And I want to bring in some French ultramarine, burnt sienna with some aureolin in it, just to change the colour on it slightly, so it doesn't become a very cold grey, leaving some light and dark patches in it. I've done a little sketch just to show you where I'm going with this one. I want to strengthen up one or two areas just to emphasise a little bit more. Helps draw your eye in. I'll be dealing with a lot of mist today, misty mountains, misty trees. I've got the board laying flat. Just creating some interest in the sky. French ultramarine, burnt sienna, touch of aureolin. For little bits of darker patches. Just in the corners and along the top. I'm going to let that dry off a little bit. Okay, the sky's dried off a lot and I've just re-wet the whole of these mountains with some clean fresh water. And I've got the board set at a steeper angle. I want this to run down. I'm going to drop some stronger quinacridone gold in on the tops of these mountains here. Don't want it to be too strong, but we'll see how we go. Taking some of your sky colour, French ultramarine and burnt sienna, with a touch of aureolin in it. The aureolin is a yellow. I'm just going to wash it out with the sides here. So a lot of this quinacridone gold will disappear. Wetting a big brush. I'm just going to lift some paint out of these with a big damp brush. For some mist. You won't see this at the back here, but I want to remove it just to make sure. And then I'm going to let that dry. Now that that's dry, I just want to add some clean water into the background, just undulated, so it's not all the same height. Taking some of our sky colour. Touch more aureolin in it, just to bring it down to a grey-green. Once we start above the water line and allow it to drift into the water, you can create your misty background trees. It all needs to be reasonably pale, very light. Not a lot of detail, just a hint. Take some of the cadmium red and quinacridone gold and drop of water just making sure that we don't do too much. Pulling it out to nothing there. Big brush once again. Lift a little paint out. Then I'm going to let that dry. Now that's dry, I just want to add another row of trees in. Bringing it above these. I'm just going to add some water in. Then ultramarine again, burnt sienna. I'm going to add some quinacridone gold to this. Making it bigger and wider, these trees, as we come forward. And once again with a damp brush, I'm just going to soften the bottoms of this in. We're going to let that dry. Now that that's dry, once again, I'm just going to add a little bit more water to the painting, just where I want the misty trees to be. Saying sometimes with a watercolour, it's a bit like layering a cake. French ultramarine, burnt umber, just to give us our dark grey green, some quinacridone gold. I'm going to take my Deerfoot stipple brush, pick up some paint. And we can really make some individual trees now. Being a little darker. A little darker again, I think. Don't make them all the same height. Just throwing some colours together from the 3 colours this is made from. Burnt umber into some of this, sorry, a little burnt sienna. Just encouraging some of this to come down. Once again, I want to remove some paint. Of a shoreline, but I don't want it too strong. Just misting it up slightly. Piece of a damp kitchen towel. Don't want to do any more to that, so I'm going to let that dry. Now, having taken a look at this, now it's dry, I do want to sponge out 1 or 2 areas just to soften them, so I'm taking a natural sponge, soaking it, and I'm just squeezing the excess water off. And some of the areas I want to take out, just to soften them. just removes a little paint. A natural sponge is better for this. I'm going to leave that to dry. Now that's dry, I've just put some French ultramarine into that once again. Taking some of the burnt sienna, making your grey, touch of the quinacridone gold. I want this quite dark and strong. Quinacridone gold back in the palette. Taking my rigger brush, and I want to add a little bit of a focal point in, so this is going to be dark and thick. Taking some of the quinacridone gold, I just want to drop this in. Maybe we have a dead one here. Softening that in. Take a little of the quinacridone gold on the brush, maybe create a bush here. Then I'm going to let that dry. I've got the border laying flat, I've just re-wet all the water area, and we're just going to mix up some colour for the water. French ultramarine burnt umber once again. Sky colour really, some areola in it just to change the hue slightly. Bit of Naples yellow down here, with a touch of the areola. Taking out sky colour, horizontal strokes. Those two together, not bothered if I get green. Stronger down here. French ultramarine, making this nice and thick. It's a reflection. Really darkening it. Damp brush, and I just want to start to lift the paint out. Really don't want a defined edge down here. Kitchen towels for some patches of mist. That's about all I want to do with that really. Then we have to let all that dry. I just want to take a craft blade. I want to scratch in a little bit of tree trunks just to add a little bit of extra to it. A little bit of movement into the water. Craft knife and a ruler once again. Put some wind streaks in the front. Hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please click the like button and subscribe. Subscribers are always welcome and it's free. Do feel free to leave a comment. It's always nice to hear from YouTubers. And once again, I'd like to thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Thank you.